All right, you hooligans, let me catch you up to where we're at. It's been a minute. Back at it. Check this out.
Woo! It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom.
Get to work. All right. Second side, all this minty fresh blackness. I mean, if we're waiting on parts, we might as well make it look good while we're at it, right? Okay, hold on. Okay, we got the first side basically all cleaned up. More minty fresh blackness. I got to do something about that caliper. That thing's ugly. The bracket, yeah, nobody's ever going to see it, but it's a little bit ugly. We'll get her cleaned up. And then I got to get that bracket cleaned up. So we'll hit that with the wire brush, a little bit of brake cleaner, see what we can do with those two. And then I'm going to start getting this back together. So I ended up having to pull the pendulum and push this thing way far forward in order to get that bolt out. So it is what it is, but we got to wait and get that all back together. So I'll probably get this all cleaned up and start assembling the things that I can assemble, get the struts together, all that goodness. And just like I told you guys, ECS did me right. Call them up, say, hey, here's what's going on. Yeah, it was the kit for the other diesel motor. So it is what it is, but they got me hooked up. We're getting the good stuff. They're even going to overnight it to me to make it right. So we're good to go. We're going to get the right rotors. We're going to get the right pulleys. We're going to get the right timing belt. All set, smiley face. So I'm going to put you guys up where you can watch. I'm going to break down these struts and we'll get to work. All right, you guys, dark as balls out here again, but got both sides in. We're making progress. Oh, and guess what else? Just so happens that I found some silver ceramic paint. So I went ahead and hit the calipers and the brackets with the high temp silver. Alright guys, we only had a short session to work today, but brake lines are in, knuckle is on, tie rod end is replaced, new ball joint in there. We're still just waiting on the wheel bearings. Pop that in there, we'll get the ABS sensor, we'll get the dust shield, we'll get that CV axle bolted in, get this all buttoned up, and then get everything torqued to spec. Remember, you got to put load on the suspension before you torque any of those suspension bolts. So more to come. Alright guys, I hate to admit it, but we're hosed. So, hey, airplane. My parts that were supposed to be here today, I checked the shipping, they still haven't even shipped. Haven't even left the supplier. So, unfortunately, I gotta get this mess cleaned up and get all this crap out of my front yard tonight. So I'm gonna get this put back together as far as I can. And it is what it is. So we're gonna end up having to do some double work because I gotta get the crane put away, which means I gotta bolt the engine mount back up, even though it'll be fake and temporary, and I'm gonna have to take it all back apart again later. But I gotta get this thing looking normal. So let's get to work. All right, you hooligans, we are back. So, here's the deal. We just had a storm. Yeah, you can't even see it now. We just had a storm. We got another one coming. Trying to fit this in between the two storms. So I've got watery mess everywhere. And I'm running out of daylight. It is what it is. It's a work day. What can I say? You know what time it is. Let's get to work. Just realized it might help if I tell you what exactly it is we have to do today. So, let me show you. So hopefully you remember this mess. So I had to put the motor mount back in and support all this so I could put the crane away. I got my timing belt and my new water pump and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna have to get the crane over here. We'll hook it up, get that motor mount back off, and then we'll get the new timing belt on and go from there. Mark, set, go. Alright guys, you want to see some bullshit? Look at this. This is my old water pump. Definitely leaking. You can see corrosion spots right there, right? So Volkswagen designed this water pump. It's pretty fancy. So this will actually extend, and I'm only doing this because it's the old broken water pump, right? This will actually extend and close this off so that it only circulates a little bit of water inside the motor and heats up the motor quicker, right? You can see it pops open and then it'll circulate more. The new one I got, no such thing. Look at that. It's just the fins. So it fits, it works, right? Everything's same diameter. If I line them up this way, if I can get those flat to your view, right? The fins are in the same place. This is just a cheap water pump, not as good. I'm a little frustrated because, you know, these things are a small fortune, but I need a new water pump because the old one's leaking. I'm gonna have to put this one in because this one is leaking through the bearing. So I'm stuck, I have to use this one. I'm just frustrated that this is cheap. I don't know. I didn't notice that when ECS sent me the part number. I'll take the blame for it, but ECS, come on guys, you could do better. All right, you hooligans. As you can see, we didn't make it. But let me show you where we're at. All right, so as you can see, I mean, it's a little dark, but you can see motor mount's in, timing belt is done. I had to do that 3 times in order to get the teeth right between those 2 pulleys. That was fun. But the cam timing versus the high pressure fuel pump and the crank pulley, that's all got to be within certain specification, and if you're off by a tooth, you hose the whole thing up. So I'd rather do it 3 times and get it right than hose it all up. So getting everything put back together. We got our AdBlue injector. I'm missing a bolt right here. I got to find that one. We got to get the fuel filter put back in there in the daylight. I think we're about as far as we can go tonight. All right, guys. Welcome back. If you remember, last time it was a dark and stormy night when we were trying to finish this up. Let me show you where we're at. We got to get this oil fuel filter situated. I got to get the oil filter situated, fill up the oil, get the coolant bottle back in, take care of all these last little bit of hookups. Then we will prime the fuel system and we'll give it a start. So, you know what time it is. Let's get to work, folks. Alright, you hooligans, look at this. We're getting back together. One problem. I went to put the serpentine belt on. I got this fancy one from ECS Tuning. She's a beaut. Guess what? It is so much too long. So, we're going to have to go get a new serpentine belt that actually fits before I can try and start the motor.